Sergeant Salyers.
Hello.
Will you state your name for the court's record?
Sergeant William Salyers,
All right. And Sergeant, where are you currently employed?
Chattanooga Police Department.
In what unit do you currently serve?
I am in the APHIS unit, which is our latent fingerprint unit.
Let's go back through your history at the Chattanooga Police Department. Your Honor, may I have that DVD? When did you begin your service at the police department?
In 2006,
In what capacity?
I was a patrol officer.
For how long were you a patrol officer at the Chattanooga Police Department?
Approximately 3 or 4 years.
Okay. And then at some point, did you move to another unit?
Yes, in 2010, I moved to the crime scene unit.
The jury's heard from a couple of crime scene investigators, but can you describe your responsibilities when you were a crime scene investigator?
Well, I would respond to scenes, and I would document those scenes with notes, photograph, video, collect any type of evidence, and report all that stuff to the case file and, when appropriate, testify in court.
Okay. And at some point from the crime scene unit, you moved to APHIS, is that correct?
That's correct. January 2015, I moved to the APHIS unit.
And when you began in the APHIS unit in 2015, what was your role?
I started on entry level to examine fingerprints and report all those case findings and some case file, but mostly training as soon as I got up there because I didn't have any kind of training in fingerprints. So I trained under a certified latent print examiner for over 2 years, and since then I've attended over 500 hours in specialized training, and I've attended the IAI conference as well as the IDEMIA conference every year since then.
Is it common practice that when an individual moves to the APHIS unit at the Chattanooga Police Department, they have got to be trained for a certain period of time?
Yes, we typically train for 2 years, and the IAI certification board says that you've got to train for at least 2 years if you have a college degree before you're even eligible to take their certification test. So we kind of hold to that model as well.
And sir, do you have a college degree?
I do.
And what did you get your degree?
Business management.
All right. Who did you train under at the Chattanooga Police Department?
I trained under Lieutenant David Franklin.
And you testified that you have been certified. Are you required to be a certified latent print examiner at the Chattanooga Police Department?
It's not a requirement, no.
What did you have to do to become a certified latent print examiner?
So I had to train, like I said, for over 2 years under a certified latent print examiner. And I had to have at least 176 hours of specialized training before I was eligible to take the test. And I have a 4-year degree, so I could take it after 2 years. And then you have to pass a written as far as a comparison certification test to be certified.
Were you certified by IAI?
Yes, I am.
And was that in 2021?
That is correct.
So when would your recertification be coming up?
2026.
Now you are in what position in the APHIS unit?
Currently, I am the sergeant over the APHIS unit as well as our digital forensics unit and photo lab.
As the sergeant at this point in the APHIS unit, do you now actually train other individuals?
Yes, I have 2 other individuals that are employed under me, and I train them as well.
Similar to the way that Lieutenant Franklin trained you?
That is correct.
Okay. You mentioned 500 plus hours of training. Are most, or if not all of those hours in latent print examination, APHIS related?
Yeah, that's correct. All of those hours are pertaining to APHIS and fingerprint related courses.
Are some of them trainings that happened over a period of days?
Yeah, sometimes you would have a week-long 40-hour class, 3-day classes, sometimes just a few hours, but there was just a wide variety, but there was quite a few classes that were 40-hour classes.
Does IAI have an annual conference?
They do.
Are you required to attend it?
Not required, no.
Do you attend them?
Yes.
How long are those conferences?
They are a week-long conference.
Did you attend the 101st IAI conference?
Yes.
What about the 102nd?
Yes.
What about the 103rd?
Yes.
104th, 5th, 6th, 7th?
Yes.
Okay. Well, 108th. Looks like the last one in 2024 was 108.
That's correct.
Okay. But outside of that, hundreds of hours of training and fingerprint examination.
Correct, yes. Our fingerprint vendor, IDEMIA, whoever Latent Workstations through, they do an annual conference as well, and we attend that conference too.
Have you testified in court before as an expert?
Yes, I have.
Approximately how many times?
3 or 4 times, and from juvenile court, sessions court, criminal court.
Your Honor, at this time I would tender Sergeant Salyers as an expert in fingerprint examination and AFIS.
The witness be recognized as an expert in AFIS, latent print examination now.
No objection. Thank you, Judge. All right, Sergeant Salyers, as you know, should probably just pass him in the hallway. Lieutenant Franklin's already testified in this case.
That's correct.
Okay, so when you were you working in 2022 under Lieutenant Franklin?
Yes, I was.
And did he ask you to review his findings in the case of State versus Jason Chen?
Yes, he did.
At that time, were you often asked to review his conclusions in a fingerprint examination where a positive identification is made?
That is correct.
Is part of that role the V at the end of ACE-V?
Correct. That is the verification portion of the ACE-V methodology.
And is this always done at the Chattanooga Police Department in terms of identification?
And that's correct. We always verify every identification that we get.
What is the job of the verifier?
Well, as the verifier, you're trying to disprove what the initial examiner come up with. And you're reviewing all the evidence and doing your own independent analysis, comparison, and evaluation to ensure that the best possible answer is achieved and reported out.
Do you review all of the work that that examiner has done?
Yes, all of the latents that the initial examiner have are all turned over to a secondary examiner to do their own examination.
Okay. And did you do that in this case?
Yes, I did.
Did you issue a secondary examination report?
Yes, I did.
Sergeant, is that the report that you issued in this case after verification?
Yeah, that is correct.
Your Honor, I'd ask this to be moved into evidence as State's Exhibit 216. For your report, Sergeant, did you rely on some of the numbers, identification markings that were also in Lieutenant Franklin's report?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. I am displaying for the jury your report. So would the submissions at the top be the same as the submissions on Lieutenant Franklin's report?
Yes, that is correct.
Which is in evidence as Exhibit 215. Conclusions that you have on here, are your conclusions the same as the conclusions of Lieutenant Franklin?
That is correct.
On all of the latent prints that had the quality able to be examined for identification?
That's correct.
And when you reviewed Lieutenant Franklin's work, did you know what ridge events he had identified?
Not on all of them, no.
So you actually do a review on your own without even looking at all of the ridge events that he identified?
Correct, yes.
Do you recall how many ridge events you were able to identify?
On
I'm sorry.
print specifically, or?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We will be talking about 06 and 07 at the bottom.
Okay.
Do you recall how many ridge events you were able to identify in 06 and 07?
Approximately 06, approximately 15 or 16 ridge events on its own, and then around 9 or 10 on 07.
Were you able to say with confidence that those prints, one being the left ring finger and the other the left middle finger, are that of Jason Chen?
That is correct.
Nothing further, Judge.
Roll.
No questions.
Do you have any questions for Sergeant Saunders? Thank you, Sergeant. You may step down.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes. Sheriff Clark, next witness when he's ready.
Your Honor, he's on his way out.
Okay.